Good morning. I'd like to bring the October 20th, 2021 Planning Advisory Commission meeting to order. If you will, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. And I'd like to please ask you to silence or turn off your cell phones this morning. We're operating under much different circumstances these days, as everybody's well aware. Some will be watching by television. We may have a commissioner online that's watching via YouTube. So I might be taking some questions via my cell phone up here. And those that are watching by television, there's a number on the screen, 706-225-3937, and it should be scrolling on it is on the screen now. So if you'd like to call in with questions, please feel free to do so. And I remind those of the audience and those watching by television that this is the first hearing of any rezoning, text change, or special exception requests that are brought before us today. We'll first hear a reading of the staff report for the case by planning staff, and then we'll ask the applicant to provide a brief overview of the request. We will then give the opportunity for anyone in the audience to speak for or against the said request. The commissioners will have time for needed discussion on the case. Once a motion is made and seconded by the commission, a vote will take place and a recommendation will be rendered. The case will go back to the planning department for their independent recommendation, and if a favorable recommendation is given, then the case is forwarded to the city council with the two independent recommendations. If the planning department makes a recommendation for denial, the applicant will then have 10 days from the receipt of a letter stating the denial to notify the clerk of council that they are requesting to be placed on the city council's agenda. The city council of Columbus will hold a public meeting. That's called the first reading. Said council shall consider the case, review our findings and also the planning department findings and recommendations, and hear discussion on the matter. Council will make a final decision at second public meeting, and that's called the second reading. And generally, our first item on the agenda is to approve minutes, but those have been delayed, so we will not have to approve minutes. If you are here for case number 2, which is 6301 and 6313 Macon Road, that case will not be heard today. It should be heard in about, 2 weeks?
It'll be heard on November the 3rd.
November the 3rd, okay. So we only have one rezoning case today, and we'll get started. Rezoning case is REZN 0921-1841, a request to rezone 0.30 acres of land located at 4020 J Street. Current zoning is NC, Neighborhood Commercial. Proposed zoning is GC, General Commercial. The proposed use is building and construction trades, office, and shop. J. Blackburn is the applicant. This property is located in Council District 1. Mr. Barnes. All right, we'll hear from planning first. Mr. Renfro.
Yes, sir. The general land use is inconsistent for planning area E. The current land use designation is public institutional. The future single-family residential. It is compatible with existing land uses. The property does not lie within the floodway and floodplain area. The developer will need an approved drainage plan prior to issuance of a site development permit if a permit is required. Property is served by all city services. Average annual daily trips will decrease to 38 trips if used for commercial use. The level of service will remain at a level C. The site shall meet the codes and regulations of the CCG for commercial usage. There'll be no school impact, no BOFA requirements, no Fort Benning recommendation, no DRI recommendation. The surrounding zoning to the north is SFR2, to the south is NC, to the east is SFR2, to the west is NC. 35 property owners within 300 feet of the subject's property were notified of the rezoning request. The planning department received no calls and or emails regarding the rezoning. There's no additional information.
All right. Commissioners, y'all have any questions of Mr. Renfro about the staff report at this time? Anyone? Okay. Now, who is here to represent this case? And if you would, please come up to the microphone at the podium and tell us what your plans are, please. And I need your name and address for the record.
Good morning. I'm Jay Blackburn. This is my wife, Tracy Blackburn. Yeah, we bought,
Address.
the
You can remove your mask while you're up there if you like. Thank you.
420, right?
4020 J Street, Columbus, Georgia, 31907. We're here to convert, we bought an old firehouse from the city, from the land bank. We want to convert it to our office and our shop for our construction business that we've had established since 2005. We've looked at the area. We will not bring a lot more traffic to the area. We have plenty of parking for our employees, as we only have 6 to 7 employees. It will not affect the street parking anyway. We've rented a dumpster, so the city will not have to take on any extra trash. But we just want to use it for our office shop. We'll have limited clients coming in and out. So basically, we'd go to work, we'd park our vehicles, and we'd leave. We might have a few deliveries to the shop for flooring or something, but nothing major that would increase the traffic flow or hinder the residential neighborhood.
Okay.
Basically, the whole materials and tools.
Yeah, it's basically to hold materials and tools and let me sit there during the day, take calls, and do paperwork.
Okay. All right. All right, Commissioners, Mr. Dudley has a question.
What hours do you anticipate using the facility?
Maybe get there at 7 in the morning, but we're done by work by 4:30 or 5 for all the employees to be gone. We might stay as the owners to do some extra paperwork later, but nothing major that would impact.
Thank you.
So it'd probably be a lot less intrusive as the fire station could have
Yes,
been.
Right,
yeah,
'cause
yes.
they were there all day.
I got you.
And if to have neighborhood commercial, we'd have to have a retail shop, which would bring more traffic to the area. So if we had to sell this tile and flooring, so we'd have more foot traffic.
Got you.
So, good location for that, though.
All right, Commissioners, do you have any other questions? Anybody? Anyone? Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioners, the floor is open for a motion. Dr. McCaskey.
When it comes to REZN 09-21-1841, a request to rezone 0.30 acres of land located at 4020 J Street. Current zoning is NC, Neighborhood Commercial. Proposed zoning is GC, General Commercial. I vote to approve this.
Okay. All right, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second? I have a second, Mr. Dudley and Mr. Baker. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. It's unanimous. Thank you very much. You too. All right, that concludes our cases for today. Our new next meeting is November the 3rd, 2021. We will have 4 cases scheduled, including the Bloomers on Macon Road that you should have received via Trello or via email. I don't have any other new business. Do you have any other new business, Mr. Renfro?
I do not. Like you said, there's 4 cases scheduled with the additional add-on from this one, so there'll be 5 total. This meeting is going to be a long one. There's going to be at least 3 contested cases that I know of out of these 5.
Okay. So bring a lunch.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any other discussion, any other old business that we need to talk about? All right. Thank you for your time and attendance this morning. I realize it's short, but we are adjourned.